Let's go, 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 let's go. A few years ago, a few year ago, a few years ago, a few years ago, I was not able to speak like this. I was very timid. My voice will have not space to say something, to speak, to shout, to unfold in the moment. I was very much like in my head. I had to plan out things before I say them. I couldn't just jump into something and be there. And through some practices that I have been doing, I've been able to unlock my voice, unlock this is not just my voice, because it's the place where I'm speaking from, the place where you're speaking from, that changes how you operate, how you think, how you move in the world, how you navigate the present, how you connect with reality, how you use your voice to navigate yourself or create something or speak from a place that is bigger than just the place where I was speaking from before. And the place where I was speaking from before and where most people speak from is called their box. And their box is a mechanism, it's an interface that we have designed to interact with the world as it is. It's a box that we made so that we can fit into this world where we were born. And as children, we create that box in a certain way with the capacity that we have as children to create. We needed to create this to survive. And the thing is that because this culture does not have initiatory processes that allow the human being, the child, to go beyond that box, to expand their box and actually go outside of what they're thinking, outside of their beliefs, outside of their set beliefs that they already made when they were children, we continue to stay inside of that box for a long time, even past adulthood. In adulthood, we're around others and we're thinking there is gotta be something else other than this. But it seems like everybody is inside of this box that is fragile, and it has a very specific shape, and it's not everybody, but it is most people, and especially when you are still in your box. You might this might be one of the things that you project onto others, that everybody's in their box, so the only safe thing to do is to be in your box, because we live in a culture that doesn't have the initiatory processes that allow the being to unfold that and to actually take off the roots from the childhood and plant yourself into adulthood, which is a different operation, and you have more capacity, more experience. You have seen different things and experience that has changed you and has impacted you. And then as an adult, you can use this experience to pretty much let that thing that you created as a child crumble, to dismantle it, destroy it. Because this is like a shell that you created, like a chicken has a shell. When you create it, you grow, the chicken doesn't fit in there anymore, the chicken comes out, it cracks the shell. That shell seems like life, the thing that was giving you life before, it was equal with life. The shell equals life. This shell is keeping me alive. Without this shell, of course the chicken is gonna die. So as an adult, now you probably you're outgrowing that thing, and it's painful, and if you don't have the right supplies, the warmth, or the correct environment for coming out of that shell and actually dismantling a lot of the reality where you were living, and being in the heartbreaking, in the fear, in the terror of being in a new world, defenseless, without hair and without being able to walk, depending on others to feed you, on your parents to feed you, or finding your way in this new world where you're breathing air instead of breathing water. Then the child stays in that place. And so like most people, I have been speaking from this place where I have been in an egg, and this is the most common place to speak from. Lots of people are speaking from there, and lots of people that are adults in modern world, in, including famous people, including presidents of nations, including big thought leaders, including your parents, teachers at school. They are still in that what do you call it, like ovation, not ovation, but the part where you're still in an egg. And in Spanish there is a word for this called huevón. O sí, cuando eres un huevón, when you're a huevón, it's like you're still in an egg. You're still like in an egg. And I never made this connection. Back home, the word huevón is an insult. So you tell somebody huevón when they did something really stupid. Oye, eres un huevón. But I later made the connection. I was like, hey, this is speaking to that egg. Yeah, that person is in an egg, and they're huevones, son unos huevones. They have a big egg. It's making these connections of languages and how language connects, and these words that before in my young age they seem like just made up words, or words that somebody made up randomly or arbitrarily, actually have a meaning in reality. And this is really interesting. So for that process of cracking the egg and giving the nutrients enough for the being to actually have enough strength to crack the egg, or to have an experience where the egg gets cracked, that also happens, that the egg gets cracked, and the being has the options, like, does it live, does it die? A lot of eggs die. A lot of people, a lot of human beings, they die, and many of them, they make it. They actually step into a different reality that is outside of that egg, either by choice or by accident. So if you're still in that egg shape, and you're there is no initiatory processes which existed before to create the human being. This is not a new thing. And what is most recent, and I'm talking recent, from what I've studied and what I've been learning and researching, this has gone past like the 5,000 years. 5,000 years ago, there was a big change where human beings started getting more into agriculture and technology, and all of these initiatory process, they started getting erased. They started becoming obsolete, or they started becoming a problem for the system that was coming into place. So now, 5,000 years later, we're here, and we are a bunch of adults who are still behaving like kids, and we're destroying the planet. We're destroying each other. We don't know how to relate in a way that is loving and meaningful. And when I'm saying we, I'm speaking to the general field. When you go to the grocery store, how much love is happening there? How much human potential is happening there? Like really, really happening. When you go to the library, is love happening there? When you go to the community hall, this is the potential that I'm speaking to. So there is a very few specific practices that I did to allow the voice and my voice to go like this, to speak loudly in a way that it can be understood, to slow down when you need to slow down, to stay and be with yourself while you are navigating a space. Because this is what we're doing right now. We are navigating a space. And everybody navigates differently. This is why we feel attracted to some people, because they have a certain thing, a certain quality or a capacity to navigate a space that is really attractive, that is unknown perhaps, or is something that is missing in your way of navigating a space. So these initiatory processes exist, and they are available now, not in a future, not in a fantasy world, not in a it's not in a movie, it's like right here, right now. You can have access to these initiatory processes. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you exactly what they are and what I did to do these initiatory processes, and so that you also have access to them. The first one is 333. 333 is an initiation of your anger, and your anger is the fuel, this thing that actually fuels you, that is part of your life force, that is your energy, your tingles, your fury for protecting something, for when somebody gets in your space, for somebody is crossing a boundary, your boundary, somebody's pushing you or touching you in a way that you don't want. This is your anger comes in to activate this and say, no, back off, that's enough. And it has this force of pushing, of creating a clear boundary, and it's a hardness. There is a harshness to it that is very uncomfortable to navigate as a little chicken. Let's talk about it as a little chicken, or as a person, because as a person is not yet a human being. So sometimes I call this a person who is becoming a human being, because we're not born human beings. We are made human beings through these initiations. And that's like bigger, that's for another video. But this 333 initiation, it allows you to actually change your relationship with your anger, which has been one during the egg period. And now that you are running out of space in that space, you need your anger to grow up. You need your anger to evolve with you. Your anger is not gonna go away. All this personal development thing and religion bullshit, thinking that you're gonna get rid of anger and that anger is evil, and that if you feel anger, there is something bad or something wrong. This is absolute bullshit. And you can actually evolve your anger to a way that you can start using it. And instead of it going sideways, which there's many ways that if you're not using your anger consciously for something, it goes sideways. Always, this happens no matter what. If you're not using your anger consciously, which a lot of the people are using their anger consciously, but they don't know that they're using their anger consciously. And also there is a lot of people that they think they're using their anger consciously, but there is a lot of it that's going sideways. So this is a research, an ongoing research as an adult and coming into adulthood of your anger. And the 333 is a practice that you do for 3 months. So you take 3 months initiation. You can do this by yourself, with a team, with others, in person or online. Nobody can stop you from doing this. Nobody. Only you can stop yourself from doing this. And this is a doorway. This was the biggest doorway that I went through when I started feeling the massive pain of outgrowing this shell, and the shell actually pushing back and constricting me from growing. I did the 333 initiation, and this actually allowed me, my voice to come out in a different way that I didn't know it was possible. Before it's like my voice was inside of me. I could only speak like this inside of me, and sometimes I could speak like peacefully and calm. I needed to be calm and speak, and my voice was not out there. It was not in contact with the space. It was not projecting, and I'm still practicing this. How can my voice even get bigger? Not for pushing and what is it called? Like, not for shocking, but in a way that the message gets out there. Who I am gets out there. I am not hidden. I am not hiding. I am not playing small. I am saying what I want, and I am out there. And this is an ongoing practice of revealing yourself, discovering your fear about your feeling anger, and actually going towards your own expression, where you can speak from a place that is not your mind, but is your body now speaking. Your body is now all engaged. Your feet, your arms, your hands, your neck, your head. It's all in there, engaged into the interaction. And it is an ongoing practice. Practice. It gets, you can get to spaces that are specific for practicing, places where you can go over the edge, because over the time you have created things that are okay, things that are not okay, and you're often trying to meet, like, just don't go over the edge, because it's safer to stay under the edge or to play small. So there is practice spaces where you can go over the edge, so that you can actually get a sense of like, whoa, like this is different. I went over the edge. This happened to me on one of my first rage clubs, where I was asked to say no to a woman, and this was what I consider an attractive woman. And saying no to this woman was like totally foreign, completely alien to me. And we were in a room. It was this woman sitting and I online, and there were two other people in the room who were coaching me and her. And my job was to say no to her in a way that it landed energetically in her body. And I could not do it. I kept saying no, but it was not landing in her body. And the team kept coaching me, bigger, get bigger, say it louder, say it bigger. It has to be like that. It has to be no. Don't give explanations. I kept giving explanations, like why I was saying no, and she's like, stop it, like don't give explanations, get bigger. And I was able to get bigger, until it landed in her body, and the energetic imprint was very clear. It was like, okay, like that's it. It landed in her body. The no that I was in that practice, it landed in her body, and then I could get that experience, like, whoa. For me, I thought the bar was here and I was aiming there. And it took me going not over here, not over here, not over here, but like over here. I had to go way over the bar of what I thought was okay to actually get that in my body, in my voice, in attunement with my body, of when something lands in another person's body, and everything you started recalibrating inside of me. So these practices are freaking essential. You cannot do this reading a book or watching a video. You gotta go out there in these team spaces where you actually get to practice, and you get coaching, you get feedback, you get this experience in your body of what it feels like when you're speaking from your anger, when you're speaking from your mind and your thoughts and your ideas, which is two very different places. So the 3-3-3, you do this initiation for 3 months, and it's 3 minutes, 3 times a week for 3 months. So there is other videos that I made about this. You can watch it, you can look up. I'm gonna leave the link of the 333 website, where you can find the details for every single case and how you can do this. And you can follow that. I've spoken about this many times. This was a transformation for me. This together, the 333, together with a Rage Club. Rage Club are dedicated spaces, journeys for evolving your relationship and reconstructing your relationship with anger. So you can get to be in a team space for a few weeks, usually it's 4 to 6 weeks, and actually get to practices. You get to distinctions. The distinctions are not just landing in your mind as more things to memorize and think about and conceptualize, but they are actually distinctions that actually start landing in your body. So you can like start moving while you're feeling. So you can start speaking while you're feeling. So you can speak with others while you are feeling. And this is revolutionary. The Rage Club is gonna be the next yoga. Rage Club, we need a Rage Club studio in all the cities in planet Earth right now, so that humans have this space where they can actually come out of their egg and experience life as an adult, where they are a choice and not in this web-on state. Okay. Number 2, the possibility number 2 is doing emotional healing processes. While you are doing this exploration of yourself, getting bigger, trying to become more visible, letting your voice speak what it wants to speak, becoming triggered by your parents, by your partner, by your children, by your teammates, your community members. These are gonna be There's gonna be triggers that happen. There's gonna be, as you are learning how to speak louder and speak from a different place that is not just your mind, you're going to experience triggers. Shit's gonna get triggered. So this is where emotional healing processes come in. And emotional healing processes are spaces dedicated to going through a certain doorway uh, that allows you to go through the doorway all the way, instead of having to hold on to that thing the whole time that you're there, or trying to like getting triggered and then like holding on for the ride. Oh, this is painful. And then until the momentum dies, and then it happens again. That's the thing, that if you don't heal it, it doesn't go into an emotional healing process, it happens again, it happens again, it happens again, and it's gonna happen to you again with a different person, with a different group of people, with another children, with somebody else's children, with a different partner. If you're not going towards it, towards the pain, towards the conflict, towards the thing that's getting triggered, if you're not going towards it, if you're holding on to it and kind of like letting the wave pass, it's just going to go under, and your underworld is likely gonna take over, and it's gonna come out again on the other side until it gets triggered again. And this is a cycle. This is why it's so painful. This is why people keep going to different places. They traveling the world. They're going to Bali to experience something different, or they're going to Costa Rica to find themselves and finally be their aliveness. But guess what? When they get there, they're gonna be repeating the same shit that they were doing before. I've seen many times this happen. People leaving this place where I live right now and say like, this place is crazy. I'm gonna go. People are crazy here, and I'm gonna go to Mexico. I'm gonna live down there, find a community, and I'm gonna live down there. It's like, fuck. I know exactly what's gonna happen. Like you're gonna find the same shit over there, create the same shit over there, and then you're gonna blame the people over there for your shit, for the shit that you're feeling, and then you're gonna go to Thailand, and then the same shit you're gonna create in Thailand, maybe a little bit different but same flavor, and then you're gonna come back here and you're gonna say like, oh fuck, that's gonna be like 10 years of traveling, and nothing changes. The same thing, you're gonna create the same thing here. So emotional healing processes, they create a space so you can complete that, and it can get completed, and then it doesn't have to be repeated again. Once it gets completed, that emotion, you can not understand it from here, but you can feel it, and then you don't have to be the same way. You don't have to do the same patterns. Like, oh, I know exactly where I am. I know exactly what I'm creating, what I'm doing. I see my underworld. I see like how I'm avoiding the responsibility of being right here where I am right now. And then you can do something different. Some doorways you need many different steps. And for actually being able to do an emotional healing process, it takes conscious feeling, like a certain level capacity to feel consciously. This is why we have spaces like BINS. We call it BINS, basic inner navigation practice, basic inner navigation skills. And this is so that you can learn how to navigate anger, sadness, fear, and joy. You navigate your heart, the territory of your heart. So, and this space of learning how to navigate this, it starts increasing your capacity to feel each one of these different territories, because each one of them is like a different place in planet Earth. Like sadness can be more like watery, like a water ocean. Anger can feel like a desert, sometimes like a hot desert, like a volcano, or like a storm in the sky. And the fear can sometimes feel like a jungle, or like, yeah, like this space in the sky. And And joy can sometimes feel like flying like a bird, like you're up in the sky, you're climbing up in a tree, you're laying down in the grass. These are all different territories, and they give different kind of information. And essentially, your heart is a compass for your reality. So before you jump into an emotional healing process, you need to do some basic inner navigation skills practices so that you can start to navigate the your feelings, and you can actually listen to others while you are feeling, while you are speaking, so that you can do this thing that's like, oh, I'm feeling right now, I'm listening, I'm speaking, and things are happening. Like I don't have to stop myself from feeling, which is the common conditioning, so that I can be here with you in this process, so that I can like really go deep into this process and really get to the root of what is going on. And last but not least is go out there, like start creating something, get yourself into a place where you have to speak, where you have to use your voice, where your gifts already start coming out. You're probably already doing some of this, but like more like deliver a workshop, deliver a work talk. There is websites where you can that tells you exactly what you need to prepare to do these things. Um, Deliver something in person, something that you want to create a possibility team. um, uh, Start offering, learning, doing the practice of offering feeling spaces, like spaces where people can feel more. Whatever it is that it takes you to use your voice to create something that you want, this is the space. Like even like making YouTube videos, anybody can make a YouTube video, and this is a way that you can get very very quick feedback. And when you get into that feedback loop, then you start getting into a loop that keeps giving you information, so that you can actually have the energy to come out and for your voice to say something different, to speak differently, to say things in a new way, to discover new ways of you that you haven't discovered because you have been in an egg for a long time. and and there is a way that it goes inside of the egg that you're familiar with. Now there is a whole new world out there, a whole new world of possibilities, a whole world, like fucking serious. There is a whole fucking world out there that you don't know yet. There's a whole other world out there that I don't know yet and that I'm still getting to discover. And by putting yourself out there, this is what creates the fuel for the necessity, so that it doesn't just stay in your head. And this is through experimenting. Consciously experiment. Not don't just think that you're experimenting and kind of like half do it. Experiment. Write down the research. Write down what you find out. Get into a possibility team. Get into a rage club. Deliver spaces where people can feel. Make yourself more visible. Make your website. Start finding places where you can find your voice, where you can find the shit that you care about. And this is gonna start creating the fuel. There is also a fuel that you cannot continue to blame others out there. Like it cannot happen. You cannot keep hiding yourself, because there is a pain that of what you want to create. And this is the step, this is the path of going from being a consumer, where you are in the little egg stage, you're a consumer, you are being fed, you are growing, into being out there in the world, creating. And this is a totally different orientation, and it's also the thing that will feed you the most. So these are the three keys that I have that really, if you have those in your life, something will change. Your life will start changing. You will start gaining more competence in something. Your pain for living, actual living, not just surviving, is going to start becoming bigger. Your voice is going to start becoming booming in a way that you love, or in a way that fits you, in a way that you are alive, in a way that your clarity is coming through, and you're being of service to others. So fucking awesome for sticking around and listening to this video. Write down those three possibilities and start there. If you don't have these structures, these pillars set up in your life for getting feedback, getting the information, and getting the training, and then developing the new skills for coming out of your egg, is going to stay stuck. You're going to stay stuck. So it's this is your life. You do what you want, and this is the invitation for you. There is nothing wrong with staying a huevón, staying in an egg for all of your life, and this is an invitation for becoming a human being and actually taking the steps that you need to get the initiations that will take you into your next evolutionary step. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next time.